What's up, everybody? Welcome to Next Goal Wins. This is the first ever type of video I've done like this, bro. I don't know what to expect. I just decided to make a video like this today, and we're gonna see what happens, bro. I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about mindset, bro. Mindset is the most important thing. It's so key. It's so key, and it took me so long to honestly understand like the real meaning behind mindset, bro. And having a strong mindset, and how athletes truly think and truly like act every single day, bro. It's elite, bro. Like there's so many professional athletes in every single sport, and not all of them have the same mindset. It's crazy to think, bro. There's different levels to everything. Just think, the GOATs: Messi, Ronaldo, Pele, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Those are just a few great players, bro. There's thousands of players that played pro and are not talked about. It's like just because you're a professional doesn't mean your mindset is a professional. There's levels to everything. There's the average players, there's the all-star players, and then there's the generational talents, bro. And those generational talent players, some of those generational talent players are just gifted, like Messi. Messi's just gifted, right? You never really hear Messi was like training all the time, doing extra work, right? Neymar is just gifted, bro. Just a baller. You never really hear stories. Neymar, first one in there, last one to leave. Yeah, the players you do hear that of though, Ronaldo, Kobe. Those are my two idols, bro. Kobe Bryant especially. Even though I'm a soccer player, Kobe Bryant, when I heard this guy's interviews, when I heard what this guy does every single day, bro, for literally like 10 years in the league, his whole entire career actually, his whole entire career since he was a rookie, his routine was insane, bro. He trained 4 or 5 times a day. He woke up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. He's just putting in the work every single day, bro. Because if you want to be the best, if you want to truly be the best at your sport, the best that you can be, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have a dog mentality. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have a dog mentality. You have to think, I'm the best and nobody's going to compete with me. Because when you're competing at that level, you're truly competing against yourself. There's nobody out there waking up at 4 a.m. with you. It's literally you versus you. You don't need to do that. Like he just did it. Kobe did it because he wanted to, bro. And it showed. The compounded time, the compounded training every single day for years and years. Over time, it builds up and you become unstoppable. And that's what happened to Kobe. He was unstoppable. He had a mentor, right? Michael Jordan, mentor. He mentored him, and he copied him, put in the work, and did extra. And then he turned out to be, who he was, bro. And it paid off, bro. And Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo is the exact same player. You hear stories of Ronaldo all the time, bro. Ronaldo was obviously a talented player, but he was never he wasn't blessed with the body he has now, bro. He was a scrawny kid, and he put in the work daily. He was in the gym. You hear the stories of Ronaldo all the time. He was the first one there. He was the last one to leave every single day. This guy was a beast. He wins the Champions League, and instead of going out to partying, he goes back into the gym and starts going on the treadmill, starts going on the bike, starts doing whatever he has to do for recovery, bro. He's a demon, bro. And that's truly what it takes to become an absolute great and to have longevity. If you can train that way, you're not only going to have better performances, but you're going to be able to play longer and enjoy your career more. So it really is a win-win, and it just builds your mindset to not only think like that on the field as an athlete, but in every aspect of your life, bro. If you have the 1% better every single day mentality, you can really conquer everything. And also having the 1% better mentality, it forces you to think that you're not going to get what you want just like that. It's not going to be quick. It's going to be time, bro. It's going to be a slow process. This is something I had to learn the hard way as well. The things in life that are worth it are it's going to be hard, bro. It's going to be hard and it's going to take a long time. If it's something that you really want, if it's something that's going to be great, it's going to be long. You don't want it to be quick. If it's something that's going to be, if somebody's offering you a life-changing opportunity, and they tell you you don't need to do anything at all you have to do is say yes, and just like that you're gonna have it. Never say that, bro, because it's gonna be a scam. 100%. Nobody's gonna offer you anything just like that without doing any hard work. So if there's anything in life that you truly want, you want that scholarship, you want that scholarship, you want to sign professional, you want to get a trial, you want to play on a better team. You got to realize it's not going to be a quick fix. You got to put in the work every single day, write down your goals, and work backwards off of that. If your goal is to sign a scholarship at a school, you need to reverse engineer that. So what does it take to get a scholarship? The players that got scholarships, what did they do to get there? How often did they train? What teams did they play on? What was their mindset like? Were they going out partying on the weekends? Were they doing extra training? Were they hanging out with their friends? What were they doing when they weren't training with the team? Because you're only training with your team so often. The amount of work you do without your team is the key, bro. Let's say you hire a personal trainer. You're trying to lose your weight, right? And you have the trainer for 3 days of the week. But there's 7 days of the week. There's 4 more days where you can gain weight, where you cannot train, where you can cheat on your diet. What I'm trying to say is it's more important of the stuff you do when no one's watching you. Because when somebody's watching you, it's easy. It's easy to follow instructions, you know. But when nobody's watching you, that's when you gotta test yourself. That's when that self-discipline is really built. And every single one of you guys has that inside you. You have that confidence. You have that discipline. You just gotta unlock it. You gotta unlock it. You gotta tell yourself that it does get better than this. And if there's something out there that you want, that scholarship, that professional contract, that next level, you need to put in the work and you need to realize it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to be hard. It's going to be brutal. But the brutal and the hard pain is what makes it so enjoyable once you reach that level. If it was so easy, you wouldn't care as much, you know? It wouldn't be as an accomplishment. If everybody could get scholarships, it wouldn't be an accomplishment. It's hard for a reason. So dig into that. Use that to drive you. Use that to drive you and think, I'm doing something what most people are not doing. I'm putting in this work. I'm out here today when I don't need to be out here. It's me versus me. You're only cheating on yourself. If you don't go out there and put in the work, bro, you're only cheating on yourself. Nobody cares, bro. No one's gonna hand you a scholarship out of sympathy. You know, it's 2026. I know people get, participation awards, but that's not the case, bro. Not if you actually want to push and be a great and play at the next level and be a professional or whatever it takes, bro. There's no handouts for this, bro. No handouts at all. And once you get to that level, it's gonna get even harder. That's why on the journey there, you're building that mindset so that when you get there, your mindset's even built even more, bro. All right.